Hello and Happy New Year. I'm Patrick Dooley. I'm the Senior Product Manager for GitLab's Ecosystem Group, and we're here for our 13.9 kickoff. Let's talk about the work that we're going to do over the next month. So first off, for months now, we've been trying to track MAU data, so the monthly active users of our integrations. We have about 30 integrations today, and we really want to know how many individual users are using those things actively. And so we've had about 4 different attempts to try to get this out of the database. It has been a really tough road. Thanks so much to our awesome team who've been working very hard to try to figure this out. We've had 2 other teams pitch in with advice, and it just hasn't worked out so far. The scope of it is so large, we were getting timeouts on the queries, and it didn't work very well. So we're changing direction. What we'd like to do is break our tracking up on a case-by-case basis. One of the issues with the broader queries that we were running is it didn't necessarily tell us exactly who was actively using things. So what we'll be doing is adding in counters for each of the individual integrations, kind of going top to bottom from the most used to the least used. So our most popular integrations are Slack, Jira, Prometheus, the Slack application, GitHub, and Discord. So starting with those, kind of working our way down the list, we'll very quickly track the vast majority of the data, and then we'll have a longer tail after that. So we'll break out each of those things, add counters for activity. So with Jira, that's clicking on the Jira issue list or clicking on the navigation item that sends you to Jira. For Slack, that's whenever the webhooks get fired, like you do an activity that fires the webhooks, right? So each of those actions, we'll track those as activity on a monthly cadence, and then we'll take that and aggregate it into a counter that we can use for our monthly active users. So after that, we're breaking ground on the issue detail view. We've talked about this before. This has been a thing that we've been kicking around for a while. We did an MVC about 6 months ago where we created the Jira issue list. But since then, it's just been a static list of those issues. When you click on them, it sends you to Jira. So we want to start expanding that. We've recently closed up work on expanding our Jira Connect application. So with that done, we want to kind of flip back over to GitLab and expand the functionality here. So this will allow you to see the details of a Jira issue when you click on it. We're going to start with read-only, so we'll just grab the details of that issue and display them in a read-only way, and then we can iterate beyond that by adding interactivity, so the ability to comment, the ability to edit the description, change labels, etc. So the first goal will be just that read-only version. I love this screenshot because it makes it look broken. Libor, I love this. This cracks me up. But the idea being this issue here, and you can see indicated by the little icon next to that, is that's actually being pulled from Jira, but it's living inside of GitLab, and you're viewing it inside of GitLab. And then finally, we want to start looking at the integration and installation flow between Jira and GitLab. So if you're using GitLab.com, and you are using Jira Cloud, you'll want to use the project integration. So that's going to your project integrations and then Jira, and you'll set that up. And then you'll also want to use the Connect app. So the project integration will ship activity data to Jira. So it kind of installs a webhook. So any activity that happens that's relevant, it sends it over to Jira so that Jira can see that in the activity feed. The Connect application does the opposite. So it goes and grabs branch data, deployment data, merge requests, feature flags, and commits. And all of those pieces of data, it then surfaces in the developer panel. So to really get the best experience, you want to use both of these, but they have to be installed and configured separately. So what we'd like to look into is how do we merge those processes? So when you're setting up the integration on the GitLab side, how do we trigger the appropriate APIs or whatever is needed to get the Connect app installed, and vice versa? When you're installing the Connect app, is there a way that we can have it automatically configure the integration on the GitLab side? This will make for a much better user much better user experience for these users. Millions of projects are configured with Jira, so they're reaching out to Atlassian to get our usage stats for the Connect app. Not a ton of people are installing the Connect application, And so we'd love to see those numbers go up and see more people using kind of the full experience for the best possible version of it. So that's it for 13.9. We're super excited to break ground on some exciting new features. We're excited to learn more about our users with our telemetry, and we'll see you in 13.10. Bye.